Well, hi everybody, welcome to The Firewall. I'm Bill Whittle. You know, I'd like to take a moment to talk to people who don't really get too deep into politics because, believe it or not, I never really cared much about politics either. I really miss the days when I could spend a summer watching Gator football and not running around with my hair on fire, scaring people with things that seem obvious to me now that I've seen enough to become a guy running around with his hair on fire. So just one item, one point, and we can all go back to watching the cat videos. You know, President George Bush ran up enormous, ruinous deficits. President Barack Obama has tripled or quadrupled them. And all of that spending, all of it, was passed by both Republicans and Democrats. So I'm not trying to assign blame here. I'm just trying to show you how serious things have gotten. Now, here's Timothy Geithner, President Obama's Treasury Secretary, talking with Republican Representative Paul Ryan about the Obama administration's own budget numbers as projected by the nonpartisan, strictly bean-counting Congressional Budget Office.
Go ahead and show slide 8, if you can. So you brought it up. I know you didn't necessarily want to see this chart. The red is the status quo. That's the baseline we're on. The green.
You could have taken it out to 3,000 or to 4,000.
This is last year's budget. Yeah, right. We cut it off at the end of the century because, you know, the economy, according to CBO, shuts down in 2027 on this path.
But I'm glad you. I like that chart. I saw this chart yesterday. But if you look at the, you know, you're talking about like, I think more than half a century going out. But if you look at the gap between us,
I understand the gap
between 10 and 20, it's a pretty small gap.
If you go back to the preceding chart, number 13, you're showing that you have no plan to get this debt under control. You're saying we'll stabilize it, but then it's just going to shoot back up. And so my argument is that's Europe. That is bringing us toward a European debt crisis because we're showing the world, the credit markets, future seniors, people who are organizing their lives around the promises that are being made to them today, we don't have a plan to make good on this.
And so you were right to say we're not coming before you today to say we have a definitive solution to that long-term problem. What we do know is we don't like yours.
Yeah, you heard what I just heard. Representative Ryan saying that the CBO projections of the White House's own numbers indicate that there will not be an American economy after 2027. That's at the latest. And that the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States not only doesn't deny it, but admits there's no plan to do anything about it. You see, the problem is entitlement spending. Now, the red slice over here is entitlements. Those are the benefits that we pay out to people. The black slice is what it costs to run the actual government. Defense, parks, schools, buildings, the whole thing. Now, to pay for that, we tax about 60 cents on the dollar and borrow about 40. And we've borrowed ourselves into $15,000 billion of actual debt, 40 cents on the dollar at a time, and as much as $100,000 billion of money that we're just going to end up owing. And there's simply not that much money in the entire world. So you're going to be told that the choice we have this November will be between the Democrats who say that we can continue paying all of these benefits versus the Republicans saying, no, we've got to make cuts, steep cuts, no benefits for anybody. But that's not the choice. And President Obama's Treasury Secretary, you know, the man actually running the U.S. economy, has just admitted it on camera. Because there will not be an American economy in 15 years because of the entitlement spending and the ever-increasing debt it requires. Now, no one knows what will actually happen when the debt bomb finally explodes, but be prepared to carry hens and potatoes around in a basket when you want to get your car fixed because money will be so inflated that it's going to be worthless. And if 2027 still seems comfortably far away, that's only as far in the future as The Simpsons being funny was far in the past. And remember, that if we get another credit downgrade, and we will, with this kind of spending and no plan to control it, then interest rates on the money we owe will go up, which means that we'll owe even more, which means another downgrade, and so on and so on. And beyond that, my friends, there be dragons. Now, the real choice, seems to me anyway, is a lot less attractive than how they're going to pitch it to you because those generous, widespread entitlement benefits won't be paid if you vote Republican. And they won't be paid if you vote Democrat either, because those entitlements are simply not going to be paid one way or another because there's just no more money. It's all gone. And we could never afford all of this, by the way. We've been a guy making $22,000 a year trying to buy a $7 million yacht because we liked it and thought it was cool and we got an installment plan. Our choice is to fundamentally cut, seriously and drastically cut this spending and get us back to fiscal sanity or not. Paul Ryan proposed a budget that would get us back into the black, means testing for benefits to eliminate fraud and waste, a year or two later retirement for younger taxpayers to reflect longer lifespans and earning years, that sort of thing. Now, people said he was pushing grandma off a cliff, but none of his proposed changes to Social Security affects people retired or even ready to retire. It only affects those people decades away from retirement. He's trying to save grandma from being pushed off the cliff because Tim Geithner admitted the cliff was there, he admitted we're heading for it, and he admitted that they have no plans to do anything about it.
The economy, according to CBO, shuts down in 2027 on this path.
I know that.
Here's the point. Leaders are supposed to fix problems.
You don't think I know that? That's so funny that you don't think I know that. Why wouldn't you think I know that? Is it me or is it him? I don't know.
We have a $99.4 trillion unfunded liability. Our government is making promises to Americans that it has no way of accounting for them.
I know that. You don't think I know that?
And so you're saying, yeah, we're stabilizing it, but we're not fixing it in the long run. That means we're just going to keep lying to people. We're going to keep all these empty promises going.
That's your opinion.
The Republican-controlled House passed Ryan's budget. The Democratic-controlled Senate rejected the Ryan plan by 57 to 40. They also rejected President Obama's budget by a vote of 97 to nothing. Harry Reid's Senate hasn't passed an annual budget in 3 years. They just keep kicking the can down the road like all of them have. Well, we're at the end of the road now. That's why I'm talking to you. So, you can face the music and make the cuts. That's one choice. The other choice is to just let things go on as they've always been going on under both Republican and Democratic presidents and Congresses until the entire thing collapses. Now, we can take some real pain now in voluntary, survivable doses, or we can continue to party until we get hit in the face with the train. But the train is coming, and the train is fatal. And that's not just this Gator football fan's opinion. That's the opinion of the man doing the spending, the Treasury Secretary of the President of the United States of America. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's true. And to keep messages like this coming, why not go to declarationentertainment.com and become a citizen producer today? I'm Bill Whittle. We'll see you next time on The Firewall.